It smells absolutely gorgeous in here, and that's because we are going to compare Prada Luna Rossa Ocean against the new Ocean Eau de Parfum. Hi, welcome to therottenrebel. I'm here with the one and only Sandra Solomon Fragrance.
Yes, hey everyone.
Welcome back to yet another comparison. And this is going to be a lot of fun because we are going to compare Prada Luna Rossa Ocean, the EDT, against the new Ocean Eau de Parfum. Are you ready?
Yes.
Like always, we have prepared fragrance strips with the dry downs, but please do spray on the opening of the original EDT. Some of the notes in Prada Luna Rossa Ocean Eau de Toilette are bergamot, pink pepper, artemisia, lavender, iris, sage, suede, saffron, musk, caramel, Haitian vetiver, and patchouli. So please do share your thoughts on the opening of the EDT.
I love the opening because this is musky, it's powdery, it's sweet and aromatic, and it's a really unique opening.
Yeah, this is a gorgeous opening, and the opening to me is definitely sort of a bluish and aromatic with my favorite duo of sage and lavender. And there's definitely a sort of a freshness to the opening, but I don't feel it's overly fresh, like a super bright citrusy sort of a freshness or anything like that. But there's definitely a touch of freshness to the opening. The opening is smooth, and when I say smooth, I really mean it. Even though it's like a big mix of like citrus, spicy and something aromatic, nothing pokes you in the nose in any way. I do feel that the opening is really smooth, quite fresh, with a hint or with a bit of depth to it.
Yes, and there's just something addictive in this mix, and I think that for me it's about the saffron together with the musk and the caramel that gives it this caramelic, thick and sweet wrapping.
Yeah, definitely. Like you mentioned, and what I think is quite cool about the opening is that smoothness of it and that mix of something sort of a spicy, its mix of aromatics, and that hint of saffron and suede. So that sort of a saffron and suede mix is not overly heavy, but it gives the blend something special. And I'm actually going to say, for a sort of a freshie, something quite unique.
Yes.
So to sum up the opening, it's fresh, but it's not overly bright and fresh. It has a familiar sort of aromatic side to it, and at least according to me, a unique twist to it thanks to the saffron and the suede.
Yeah.
And it's quite smooth right from the start. I like the opening. What about you?
I love the opening.
So please do take a sniff of the dry down and share your thoughts on it.
And this is even better. The dry down, I mean the opening is beautiful, but the dry down is even better because some of that freshness has been toned down, and this is even more of that powdery, musky, sweet and thick caramel.
Yeah, the dry down is really, really nice. And to me, basically like a heart of that sage and that lavender. So it's aromatic, but aromatic in a sort of soft way. And there's a soft dose of something musky in the base with a hint of sweetness. And that combo, like a bit of freshness, the aromatics, that muskiness of it all with a hint of sweetness, is something I really enjoy. And that combo and this blend is actually, first of all, it's seriously, criminally underrated. But I feel the dry down and the opening as well, but I mean the dry down is definitely has a uniqueness to it that I don't get in other sort of blue fragrances or other fresh fragrances. So if I compare this to other more sort of a common freshies, this has a unique touch to it that I think is really nice. Yeah, I like it. Sort of a simplified. This is a very smooth and not overly bright kind of freshness with a bit of soft musk and a bit of sweetness. This is fresh, but it's not overly fresh. This has a bit of depth to it, but it's not overly deep, heavy or warm or anything like that. So it's like chameleon is the wrong word to say, but it's like a fusion of a freshie with something with a bit more depth to it.
Yeah, and when it comes to occasions, I mean, you have worn this to the gym.
Yeah.
And that works.
Yeah, definitely.
But this is more of a stylish, romantic kind of scent. So I would say that you use it when you are dressed up, maybe going to a date, or just a day when you have, like, you like the clothes you put on and you feel attractive, then this is the perfect one to spray on.
And yeah, I'm gonna say because it's like a mix of freshness, it has a bit of depth to it, a bit of sweetness, which makes everything, when done right, sexy. This, I feel, works to work. It works to when you are going on a date, when you are going out, pretty much anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
And the same thing when it comes to seasons. So use this throughout the year, throughout all seasons. But yeah, this is definitely something I enjoy when I want something like a freshie, a breath of freshness, but with a bit of depth to it. So yeah, I use it to the gym, summer days, summer night outs, and stuff like that. So let's move on to the brand new Prada Luna Rossa Ocean Eau de Parfum. And the opening, please do spray it on. Some of the notes in Prada Luna Rossa Ocean Eau de Parfum are grapefruit, frankincense, woody notes, vanilla, and amber extreme.
This is another great one. This is, you see, I'm smiling. This is the kind of fragrance that makes people smile because it smells so good. It has the most wonderful vanilla notes and it's there right from the start.
Yeah. I said the EDT was gorgeous in the opening, but I mean, come on, this is like gorgeous times 10. I'm not sure what that equals to, but it's a fantastic opening. And the opening to me opens up with that grapefruit.
Yeah.
And that grapefruit gives it a splash of freshness. But this is not a super bright kind of freshness. It's a very smooth, almost muted kind of freshness with a hint of sweetness to it. So like fresh, but not overly fresh. And it's very, very smooth with a hint of sweetness to it. Gorgeous.
It's actually a bit like grapefruit and then like melted vanilla ice cream on it. And that is what I love about the grapefruit, that it gives the fragrance a freshness but also some sweetness in the most beautiful way.
Okay, I just gotta say, how you described it just sounded so damn good.
We need to go shopping soon.
The grapefruit with melted vanilla ice cream over it. Yeah, I really like that initial phase of the opening. That gorgeous initial dose of freshness in the opening is a fantastic one, but it really doesn't last long. Like 2 minutes or 3 minutes into the dry down, that thing starts to soften up and disappear quite quickly. And in comes that vanilla, which is super smooth and balsamic, and I absolutely love it. And that sort of amberiness is coming through quite quickly as well. So the opening, at least to me, in a sort of a nutshell, is all about that initial hit of grapefruit, a fantastic one, but it unfortunately does not last long. It starts to fade away within minutes, giving room for that fantastic, super smooth balsamic vanilla, which has an amberiness to it, and I absolutely love the opening. What about you?
I think it's amazing.
So it's time for the dry down of Eau de Parfum. How do you feel about it?
This is kind of like musky vanilla. And since it is so vanillic, it definitely reminds me of Prada Luna Rossa Black.
Absolutely gorgeous times 100 by now. The dry down is basically where everything is amped up. The vanilla feels amped up. It's growing in intensity, but at the same time, the vanilla feels a bit softer. So stronger, but a bit softer, if that makes sense. The amberiness is dialed up to the max, giving everything a bit of warmth and shine. And there's a soft woodiness to it as well, which I find really nice. So the combo, fantastic one, vanilla, it's ambery, it's a bit woody, a bit of sweetness in it as well. But I don't find this to be an overly sweet kind of scent.
No, and I think just as you say, this is sweet, but this is not the kind of sweetness that some men have trouble wearing. This is just sweet in a perfect way. It's not too much, it's just right.
Yeah, and you mentioned Prada Luna Rossa Black, and I understand that one is also like an ambery vanilla with a bit of woodiness. But I do feel that there's an extreme smoothness and touch of balsamicness to the EDP, which does not exist in the same way in Prada Luna Rossa Black. Prada Luna Rossa Black also has a more prominent woodiness to it, and one big difference between that one and the EDP, Ocean EDP, is that Luna Rossa Black is way more powdery.
Yeah.
I don't get that intense dose of powderiness here.
No, that's true.
So those are two key differences. And I understand, I already, even before this comparison, received a lot of questions about Luna Rossa Black and this one. And yeah, I mean, if you just want an ambery vanilla, then you can go for either of those. But I don't feel it's redundant to own both, because yeah, both are ambery vanillas, both has a bit of woodiness to them, but one is super smooth, creamy, balsamic, and not powdery. Black is very, very powdery, not as smooth. The wearing experience of them both is different. So basically, the dry down is vanillic, woody and very ambery, and that balsamic smoothness is still present in the dry down, even though it has softened up a bit.
Yes.
If you enjoy that kind of scent, then you will most likely absolutely love this one. And one thing I really enjoy about Ocean Eau de Parfum is that what I enjoy from the opening is pretty much still present in the dry down, except for the grapefruit. So yeah, it has softened up a bit in the dry down, but what I really fell in love with in the opening to the mids is still very much present in the dry down as well. So it's not a linear kind of scent, but sometimes in fragrances you get this fantastic opening and it changes quite a bit when you get to the dry down. This is really not that. What I love in the opening, I still get most of it in the dry down. The dry down, I keep bringing up my thumbs, even though I promised to let go of the thumbs. So
are you going to show us the big thumbs today?
No big thumbs, no thumbs. I truly enjoy, scratch that. I think the entire scent, from the opening to the dry down, is absolutely gorgeous. It's gorgeous times 20, times 100. That's how I feel about Eau de Parfum Intense. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you said Eau de Parfum Intense, but of course you meant Eau de Parfum. Yeah, and I think it's a beautiful one.
So here are my thoughts on usage, so like versatility, occasion, stuff like that. The original EDT is definitely, I mean, it's not super fresh and bright, but there's definitely a fresh side to it, which makes it quite versatile. I enjoy that there's a bit of depth to it as well, so I feel you can use the original EDT throughout the year, throughout all seasons, no doubt. I use it throughout all seasons and I enjoy it whenever, wherever. The new Eau de Parfum feels a bit heavier, but I mean, since it's not overly sweet or anything like that, I still feel that maybe it's not as versatile as the EDT, but I still feel, and some of you are probably not gonna agree with me, but I still feel you can use the EDP throughout the year. I can't wait to use the Eau de Parfum summertime as well, especially on summer night out. How do you feel about that? And when it comes to sort of occasions, I'm gonna say this, use the EDT to work on a date, whenever, wherever. You will smell good to most people, no doubt. This is a compliment getter, by the way. The new Eau de Parfum, definitely to me, it's sexier, come on. So please do wear it when you are going on a date. I think you will most likely get a fantastic response from your date if you are wearing this. Just make sure you're not underspraying. So your thoughts on usage, please.
Did you just ask me first for occasions and then you answered when you think one should wear this?
Sorry. Now it's your turn. Please do share your thoughts.
Thank you for letting me be in this video. It's fantastic to tell you my thoughts
Welcome,
about this fragrance. Thank you. I'm Sandra Solomon Fragrance.
And she's the only one and only, just so you know.
And I'm yes, I am. Well, I think that this is definitely the 6-year one. I think you can wear it to any occasion, but I would save this for 6-year occasions and occasions when you want to smell good to someone else. Just not good in general, but if there is someone where you want to kind of like spark an interest, wear this one because that sweetness, the intense vanilla will definitely get things going.
So it's time for us to choose which of these we would choose if we could only choose one. In other words, which of these do you feel is the best one? And why?
I think that both of these are extremely good.
Yeah.
So picking one is really not easy. But I'm gonna go with the one that I think is the most unique one.
Okay.
And there are not that many fragrances that has this combo of caramel, saffron, and something musky powdery. So I'm going to stick with the original because I know the scent trail of this smells like nothing else.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm going with it.
Yeah, you and others have complimented me so much on the EDT. It's a banger. I do feel it's very, very underrated. I'm a bit surprised though, because you absolutely love ambery vanillas. And you usually enjoy fragrances with a bit more depth to them.
But I also love candy.
Okay, yeah. So here are my thoughts on this. The original EDT has a fantastic, unique combo of freshness with a bit of sweetness. It's like a freshie with a bit of depth to it, and the depth it has, that saffron, that suede, a bit of sweetness is quite unique. But I'm a sucker for that vanilla. This is extremely ambery. When I say ambery, it's very ambery in a very sexy way. The extreme smoothness, balsamicness of the EDP is absolutely gorgeous. And I do feel currently that the EDP, Ocean EDP, is definitely one of the most exciting and best releases so far in 2023. So yeah, I am going to go for the Eau de Parfum. But with that said, just like you, I'm definitely going to keep on recommending the EDT. And I do feel it's not overkill to have both of these in the same collection, because they are different. Don't expect the EDP to be as same as the EDT. So I would love to know how you feel about these two. Which of these would you choose if you could only choose one? In other words, which of these do you feel is the best? Put it in the comments. Please do drop a like on this video. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you head on over to Sandra Solomon Fragrance's channel. I'm going to link to her channel in the description below. Sub to her, sub to me, and I'll see you in the next one.